Welcome to Average Mike. So I'm taking my first attempt at a Christmas show, well, Christmas element with the LED lights. So I have it a couple times, just a couple times.
The RAM that if you saw the video,
Subs. Speaking of which, like and subscribe underneath. Come on now. So the eventual game plan is to have the whole house done in LEDs with dancing music and dancing lights, or music and dancing lights to the music. But I'm a rookie, brand new. So I bought a piece. I've been doing some research on DrzZz's website, who's been awesome on his tutorials and all that stuff, and I'll send a link to his site in the bio here. But I basically took all of his recommendations, took the first stab at it, did a couple testers with one strip, and got a little crazy after that. So I took that one. I took the one strip. I powered it up with a 110 volt power supply suggested by him. It handles the 5 volts, the 5 volts they needed for. 5 volt needed for the light strips that we got. They got the 5 volt LED EP65 lights. I forgot. I'll send the serial, the product number in there. Each one of them is an RGB light that will do any light source, light color you need with anything. The other thing I purchased was the NODE-MCU, which is what this is. NODE-MCU. Right, let's see if we can put that one the right way. So NODE-MCU. Autofocus. Maybe. Autofocus on that. NODE-MCU. There we go. So that is the NODE-MCU. And what this is it's a Wi-Fi chip that controls your LEDs, and it's run off WLED, which is a Wi-Fi platform, or a platform for this chip that communicates over your Wi-Fi system. Different tutorials. There's a bunch of folks online that have done it. I also looked up the hookup, which is also a really good YouTube channel that also did a couple different demonstrations on how to do and expand the lights. So I got this, the NODE-MCU, which came in a 3-pack, and again, it comes like that. I've gotten ribbons, so that we tie in the ribbons into the NODE-MCU and tie it into the power supply, right, like this. And I'll show you what the instructions look like. This is just a quick intro. And then I bought the LED strips, which are 50 on a strand, and again, they do red, green, blue, which is RGB. I think the NODE-MCUs is $30. The soap dish, the job box, if you will, the soap dish was $4. The wire covers, the heat sink wire covers, so you can go out external. Was like $8 for that kit. I got 50 foot of LED cable, which is 18 gauge LED cable. And again, all the products will be linked in. What else did I get? The power supply, of course, which comes with its own power whip to the wall. And that's it. That's all that's needed. And then after that, it's brain power and research. So I'm gonna start doing this. I'll show you a couple different things in real quick, and then I'll go through tutorials on what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it to my house. For the first year, I think I already have what's like a pre-bought music box that makes the lights dance through a plug-in set, and that's fine. It's been working for several years now. I just wanted to get a little bit more fancier. I'm not sure which one of that is. Anyway, so that's how that's done. I'll show you how this is wired up, how I'm going to do it. I'll walk you through the WLED, at least how I understood how to connect to it. What you have here is the NODE-MCU, and so what you want to do is you want to get your power wires, which I just took outside. I'm running my power supply in my garage, and I'm tying So it comes with its own plug, right? That's how it came online. And I'll give you the link to that. And so what you want to do is essentially you want to take your wire, the 18 gauge wire I showed you that hooks to the LEDs, tie it into the positive side, tie it into the positive voltage line, and then one on the common, the negative, goes onto the negative voltage line, right? And then the ground is the ground. There's the ground here. It says it has a bar and 3 lines, which is a symbol for ground. Follow the green line also. So tie that ground in if you have a 3-wire. If it's like the lights have a ground that come. I'm gonna take these apart. These are my jumpers. So basically, here's how it works. So you have the connections that come like this. Okay, and this is how this comes, and it comes with this connection, this here, that ties into, so you can then wire up to power lines or to the NODE-MCU, right? And so what you want to do is you want to plug your white, your line, find which one is your neutral, which we did, right? Which is the one, your dashed line, your power line, which is the one that says voltage on it, right? In this case, it's going to be red, and then your green. And for LEDs, the center line here on this strand, when you read on the side of the dashboard, on the side of the chipboard, it has an arrow, it says DI, it says data, the data line. That's the green line, it's the center line here. That'll be my green line here in this case. So it's power, comms, or data line, and then neutral, ground, okay? That's what that is. So what you typically do, or not what you typically do, is what you have to do is you take your comms and you hook it to, on the side of the board, on the other side of the board without the pins. So you see the pins? On the back side of the board, you see D4. You find that pin on this side, that's what the jumpers are for, and you plug in this to D4, boom. And because I kind of try to keep it color coded, so hook green to green and then you wire this up. So there's a better way to wire it up, but for now, you wire it up and you put wire nuts in and you call it a day. Right, and that's how you tie in that one, okay? And so on the other side of the board, on the opposite side of the green, is VIN, or voltage in. It's the first pin. And the next one is GND, or ground. That's your next pin. So since power is red, I'm gonna have my jumper to the red, boom. And I don't have a white one, it didn't come with white, so I'm going to do blue. And it doesn't matter as long as you remember. So as long as you remember which one the ground is, as long as you tie it to the right one, it doesn't matter because this wire is the wire. All right. So again, red goes to red, and we're good. Here, okay. Boom. And then white goes to blue, or no, that didn't stick. Hold on. These have been stripped so many times. So, because I've tested, like I said, over a couple months now. I'm trying to get it right, and then I'm like, you know what, screw it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, and let's go full to the wall. Let's go full to the wall, and let's just buy up 10 strands of these things, and let's just do it. Yeah, go us. And yeah, I went a little crazy. So I bought 10 strands. Why not? Why not go all the way, spend the money, and then I think it was like 13 bucks per strand or 12 bucks a strand for 50 nodes or light bulbs. Now your communication, your NODE-MCU, which is your Wi-Fi communication, is connected to your lights. Now, how do you connect lights to power? Imagine a long jumper here, go into these. Same thing. The jumper is going to take me into my positives. I'm going to take the positives into the positive here, which is the first positive. I thought I had loosened that up, but I guess I did not. There we go. I'm going to take that in a positive. I'm going to tie that in right there. Remember, the positive one, or the one for the power, the 5-volt line, is the one that says, the voltage on it, or the one with the wording. The other one that doesn't, that came with the line, it has white dashed lines, and those white dashed lines are, in this case, for this line, is the neutral. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to hook it to my neutral, which is the next one over. So I have a positive and I have a neutral line. So I have a positive and neutral, and they just slide right in. And then I go and I take it. Okay, so all right. So those kicked on. Boom, right? So now I have the wires communicating through here, right? And this is communicating through this. And this is powered up through here, right? So this is set on, it's set for 50 nodes. And I'll run the WLED scenario. I'll show you what that looks like. The way the WLED platform, how to connect up to NODE-MCU. But DrzZzs has a great, excellent tutorial. I would prefer, I suggest go to him, check it out. If you like what he's doing, come back to me, and we'll continue on my side. So I'm gonna just shut off a couple of these lights so you can see the lights in action. So as you can see, the lights are now bright. I turned up the NODE-MCU up to 2000.
Speaking of which, like and subscribe underneath. Come on now.